welcome to Day 7 of our 7-Day English Learning Challenge on navigating everyday transactions here on at English Vibes Hub S6W. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm excited to be here with Liam to help you review and practice the language and skills you've learned throughout the week.
That's right, Emma. Over the past 6 days, we've covered a range of topics, from basic transactions and making requests to handling problems and making appointments. Today, we'll recap all of these lessons and give you some practical challenges to help you reinforce your learning.
Let's start with a quick recap of what we've covered so far. On Day 1, we introduced you to basic transactions, including vocabulary for shopping and dining. On Day 2, we focused on making requests and asking questions using polite language. Then, on Day 3, we explored banking vocabulary and phrases for handling transactions at the bank.
On Day 4, we learned about negotiating prices and services, and on Day 5, we discussed how to deal with problems and complaints. Finally, on Day 6, we covered making appointments and reservations. Now, let's put your knowledge to the test with some practical challenge questions.
Here's your first question. What would you say if you wanted to ask for the price of an item in a store? Please answer out loud, and then we'll give you a sample answer. Pause for a moment. Okay, now let's hear a strong sample answer. You could say, "Excuse me, how much does this cost?" Or can you tell me the price of this, please?
That's a great question, Emma. Now, here's another one. If you were at a restaurant and wanted to ask for the menu, what would you say? Take a moment to think. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "Can I have a menu, please?" Or "Do you have a menu in English?"
Next question. If you were at the bank and wanted to withdraw some money, what phrase would you use? Think about it for a second. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "I'd like to withdraw some cash, please," or "Can I withdraw $100, please?"
Here's another question. If you were shopping and wanted to ask if a store had a certain product, what would you say? Take a moment. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "Do you have any?" Or "I'm looking for. Do you have it?"
Now let's try a more complex scenario. If you were making a reservation at a hotel and wanted to ask about the availability of a certain type of room, what would you say? Think about it. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "Do you have any double rooms available for tonight?" Or "I'd like to book a single room, please. Do you have any available?"
Next question. If you were at a store and wanted to return an item, what would you say to the sales assistant? Take a moment. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "I'd like to return this, please," or "Can I get a refund for this item?"
Here's another question. If you were making an appointment with a doctor and wanted to ask about the available times, what would you say? Think about it. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "What times are available for an appointment?" Or "Can I schedule an appointment for tomorrow?"
Now let's try a role-play scenario. Imagine you're at a restaurant and want to order a meal. What would you say to the waiter? Take a moment. Okay, now let's hear a sample answer. You could say, "I'll have the chicken, please," or "Can I have the menu?" and then "I'll order, please."
For your practice task today, we'd like you to record yourself in a role-play scenario using the language and skills you've learned throughout the week. Choose a scenario that you're interested in, such as shopping, dining, or making an appointment, and practice using the vocabulary and phrases we've covered.
As we move forward, we recommend reviewing the lessons from this week and practicing the language and skills in your daily life. You can also try watching English videos, listening to podcasts, or speaking with a language exchange partner to continue improving your English skills.
To help you review and practice, we've provided a foundation plan for next week. Take some time to review the lessons from this week, and then try to use the language and skills in a real-life situation. You can also try to learn some new vocabulary and phrases related to the topics we've covered.
Finally, we want to thank you for joining us on this 7-day English learning challenge. We hope you've enjoyed the lessons and have improved your English skills. If you want to continue learning with us, be sure to check out our other videos and playlists on at English Vibes Hub S6W.
Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to keep practicing, and you'll be navigating everyday transactions with confidence in no time.